Okay, we're at the 65 Burbank leak, looking up at our stack for the toilet. What we're gonna do first is we're gonna conduct a couple tests here. We're gonna flush. I know it's discolored, but we're gonna see first and foremost if we're having an issue with the toilet. I'm waiting on a gentleman up there to go ahead and flush for me. And we're going to do this a couple times and see if we get any water. Okay, there's a flush right now. I can hear it. That hub is fine. It's perfectly sealed. Water is filling up there. I can hear it. So what we're going to do, we'll do this a few times and see what happens. And then we're going to move next to the shower, and we're going to conduct part 2 and part 3 of the test. Waiting on another flush. I think he just did one again. I hear water flowing again. Yeah. Oh, there it is for sure. So what I think is happening is the water is getting outside of our pan. It's hitting the door because we have a kitty corner shower up there. Is hitting the curb and getting outside, and it's soaking in the corner where the curb meets the floor next to the toilet. It's soaking and running this way, giving the illusion that the toilet's dripping. Because we cannot replicate any leak from this right now, and this stack is solid. Everything is sealed the way it's supposed to be. This toilet's not the problem. The toilet's set properly upstairs. So now we're going to move to part 2. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm upstairs now. And this is our setup. And we have a pan in here. There is a pan in here that wraps this with rubber as well. That comes around and it comes up and over, comes up and over, comes up and over. So this is all sealed. So what I'm going to do, we just did the toilet test, no water. Now what we're going to do is we're going to run water without hitting the curb or the glass. We're going to just saturate this area right here. And we're going to see if any drain issues. We're going to see if any water in these corners is letting loose. Even looking at the tile is completely sealed. We don't have any grout cracks here. And then the other thing is we could possibly check and just make sure water's not getting behind here. And that's a high possibility as well because the way that sits there leaves it open. Yeah, that's probably, if the shower head is in a position and you're taking a shower, it's possible you're splashing water and some's getting down here. Enough to leak like that? I doubt it, but we will address that and seal it. So I'm going to run back downstairs and we're going to run the shower head straight down to the floor. And we're just going to let it run. And my partner up here is going to be making sure water saturates all in this area. And let's see if we get water that way. Okay, so I'm downstairs. Let me get my light on if it will let me. Nope. All right, well, we're downstairs right now. And you can hear it, possibly. Turn this fan off. All right, the water is running. We are saturating that floor right now. We are not hitting the curb. We're not hitting outside. We're not letting water get outside the shower. Nothing like that. It's contained within the pan, in the rubber, and the drain. I can hear it, and we're gonna let it go. We'll just let this run for a little bit, and let's see if anything happens. But so far, we're on about We're about 3 minutes of that running so far. By the time we turned it on, came down, we're at about 3 minutes. So I'm going to pause this and we'll come back to it. I'm going to let it run. Okay, so we've been running this thing for a bit. And first of all, we're checking close to the drain. The stains that are there, they were previous from, we got caved in on by upstairs. But that's all dry. There's no indication of that's new saturation at all. It's dry there at the drain. Then we work our way towards the next one. Same thing, dry, old. That's older scenario, yep, okay. Where we're getting wet is next to the toilet and where our curb in that corner of our shower is. So again, what I'm thinking is when we go to the next test, now we're wet there, where that's exactly where our curb is. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna run the water direct. We're gonna pretend we're taking a shower, and we're gonna let that water hit the back glass, let it hit the curb, let it get outside the floor, and see what we can recreate. Okay, so testing inside the pan, you can see water is here, built up. We're all sealed tight. You can see we're sealed all nice and tight inside of our pan. What's not sealed really so much is outside the curb here. Over here, and I can already see water right there. So, and right here, okay? See that massive crack? That massive crack. I'll bet money when I put the water in this direction, that's when we're gonna leak. Hold tight, we're gonna change the direction of the shower back towards the way the tenant would take a shower, this way, and let that water hit right to the glass. And let's see what happens. Ready? Water to the glass and corner. All right, replicating shower. We'll let that do that for a bit. We'll go downstairs. Okay, we just came down here. And did you see it? Did you see it leak at all?
No. Oh, it's over here, Tony.
Where?
Over here. Over here.
Okay, so we got it leaking in that corner. So what must be happening is it's soaking that wood and then rolling towards you. And then like a sponge, after the shower is complete, it starts dripping. So we gotta let it continue to run as if she's in the shower for about 5 minutes or so. So we're gonna still let that run, but it definitely, we already got one sign of an indication of leaking right about there with those two 2x4s assisted together. We see drip, but let's wait and see. Okay, so here we go. It's built up and absorbed like a sponge, exactly like I thought. I've been doing this 25 years. I've been chasing these leaks. There it is right there, doing exactly what I thought it was. It's filling up like a sponge. It's working, it's rolling this way, and it's going to continue. The longer the shower and you take, if they double up, if somebody else takes a shower right after, which we shouldn't have that problem, there's only one tenant. But this absorbs like crazy, like a sponge. It can't hold it no more. It either rolls to a point and drops, and rolling towards the toilet and then dropping. Again, the toilet is perfectly fine. Our pan is perfectly fine. We are just having an issue outside of our glass, and we're starting to come down a lot more now. And what we're going to do now is we're going to seal that off. We're going to grout it. We're going to, pull those tiles. We're going to grout them all up. They hasn't been done in a while. We will admit that preventative maintenance on this should have been a little better. So we know now we're going to have to keep an eye on this annually, if not semi-annually. And we're going to make sure we constantly grout and tile and keep up with our maintenance on that. But there's your water coming down that you guys produced. Only when you hit that back glass and that crack that I showed you in that tile, that was coming. So we're going to seal up like crazy up there properly with grout the way it's supposed to be done. Grout the floor, everything we could possibly do. And then we'll retest it again and see if we resolved the issue 100% at that point. We're going to come in right away though, and what I want to do is I want to spray these beams, although it's not Stachybotrys or airborne mold. we're gonna go ahead and we'll scrub this all out. We'll take some bleach and water and spray that down, all these 2x, and we'll make sure that those spots are gone and everything's gone before we close in anything, especially like over there. We'll do the best we can. But bleach and water, there's really no huge issue with Stachybotrys type mold that's airborne, and it's the beginning stage of mold. So we'll combat that immediately. All right, I'm gonna go shut off the water, and then that's it. I'll create a link. Everybody can follow this, and then next week, at some point, we're gonna coordinate with the 2 tenants, and we're gonna go ahead and take a few hours to really seal that up there and take care of you. Okay, Andrew? I apologize. It's definitely lack of maintenance, but everything is done right. I mean, it's brand new up there, and I was involved with the build up there, so I know that there's a pan and I know that there's rubber. It's just the water's getting outside of it is all. Okay, thanks, bye.